Hello YouTube, this is Julia Plous, children's book author and child at heart. Today I want to share with you all my Pocahontas stuff from childhood. Pocahontas was another big movie in my childhood. My sister and I grew up watching it and we loved it. It's in my top 5 favorites, probably. So I was 6 when it came out. So yeah, it had a big influence on me. Now, when it came out, you know, we knew that it was based on historical events, and we were also educated in that this is not historically accurate, this is not how it went down. You know, our mom taught us better than that. She taught us, you know, she was not an adult, she was, well, probably about 12 years old when it happened, she did not fall in love with John Smith, this is not a true story, this is also not how a woman's body looks. You know, Pocahontas has a Barbie body, big chest, tiny waist. You know, our mom taught us better than that. This is not, none of this is real. So, knowing it was fictionalized, we still love the movie for what it was. And it's in my top 5, honestly. It's one of my favorite Disney movies. Let's see, I used to have the VHS, but I couldn't find it. There's actually a cupboard over there. I'm in my parents' basement right now. There's a cupboard full of old VHSs, and I looked in there for it, but I couldn't find it. I do own the DVD. It's not here with all this merchandise. It's you know, up in my living room. Anyway, okay, so let's start with this old, here's a Disney Adventures magazine promotional from Pocahontas. And it's got little interviews with the voice actors. Look how young Christian Bale was. Oh my gosh, he must have been like 19. And I will forever associate Christian Bale with this character, Thomas, who my sister and I thought was really cute and we loved him. And actually, when Batman Begins came out, my sister said, like, Julia, did you know who's playing Batman? Christian Bale, Thomas! And I was like, yeah, I heard. So when I hear Christian Bale, the first thing I think of is this character, not Batman. That's how big an influence Pocahontas and all its characters had on me. Here's the soundtrack. Well, when I was a kid, I just had the tape, and here's the tape soundtrack. And here's the CD, which I got later on in life. Yeah, I don't have the tape anymore, but this is just the liner notes and the lyrics. This is the only Alan Menken soundtrack in which I like every single track. I have all the other Alan Menken Disney soundtracks, and there's always, as far as putting them on my phone, on my iTunes, I'm always omit 1 or 2 tracks. I'm like, that piece is boring. I don't like that cheesy pop version of that song. But this is the only one where every single track I like. Here is the Sega Genesis game. This was actually the first Sega game my sister and I ever played. We got Sega Genesis back in the day when video game systems came with a game, and it came with Sonic and Knuckles. I will do a whole other video on all my Sonic fandom, but right now, so we bought Pocahontas to go along with it, and we, you know, it's an interesting game because there's not a whole lot of action performed by Pocahontas, so the plot of the game is you go around rescuing animals to get their powers, and then the powers help you do different things in the game. And when I started playing clarinet in high school, the very first song I taught myself was Colors of the Wind, and what I played in my head to imitate was the tune in this video game, because the tunes of the songs are very simple. And I just remembered, okay, just play it along with what you hear in your head of the video game. And that's how I taught myself a lot of Disney songs. Here we go, action figures. Okay, this is gonna be hard to show on camera, but this playset was pretty cool. It's missing a lot of stuff. It had a cardboard, like right here would have been a cardboard background of like looking down the distance of the river, and then down here would have been blue cardboard to be, you know, the river. It's supposed to be full of traps. This is where the settlers go, and this fort detaches and falls backwards. And this bridge is collapsible. You press this rock and the bridge collapses. Over here was my favorite trap, a trap door. You press down on this little pot and the trap door falls in. These trees collapse, and up here, there used to be a little, like 4 or 5 little plastic logs, and you press this little release thing and the logs tumble down. I always found that was weird. It's like, why is this a waterfall to land? Where does this water go? When I first got this, and my sister and I, you know, we put it together, my mom said, what? That's not Pocahontas, that's Pride Rock! And I was just like, no, this is the place where Powhatan was about to, you know, bash John Smith's head, and it came with a John Smith action figure, John Smith without his chest armor, just John Smith in his shirt. I don't have that action figure anymore. Now, there were 2 of these little things, and my sister and I used to, like, we'll be like, okay, this is the thing Powhatan's gonna use to bash John Smith's head in. I don't have a whole lot of those action figures anymore. I guess I didn't take as very good care of them as I did with my Lion King stuff. Here's a Pocahontas action figure. She's in her canoe, you know, this floatable canoe. She is missing her cloth skirt, and she's been chewed and bitten a few times by my dog, that same dog I keep mentioning every couple of videos. Her leg is dyed pink here because this was in one of the many floods that this basement experienced in the 90s, and some colors from, some dye from another toy ran and when it got wet. Here's Nakoma. Now she came with like a spear because she also came with this little pond that came with some fish, and these fish have a little, like, a slit in them, so you could stick the spear through there, and came with, like, you know, some vegetables, like some squash. Here's Kocoum. I think Kocoum and Powhatan also, they both came with a bow and arrow, and they used to have, like, a quiver with the arrows in them. All that's gotten lost. This is all that's left of them. And then John Smith still got a lot of his accessories. Here's John Smith. He's also got a few. He's got like a tooth mark right there from my dog. He's still got a lot of his accessories, his helmet, his compass, his shoulder bag, his gun. He came with a rowboat, but the oars are missing. Oh yeah, I think this Pocahontas, it came with this deer, just like part of the background. Maybe this was one of the deer that was running through the hidden pine trails of the forest. And all the action figures came with these props, these sunflowers, so I've got 3 of them. Oh yeah, here's Radcliffe. He came with a sword. You know, the gold of Cortez, the jewels of Pizarro, you know, that's his sword. He didn't come with a hat. I always felt like something's missing. He came with Percy. Percy's actually pretty big for a pug. And then where's, oh yeah, Miko came with Pocahontas. Miko's over here. And then it's like, okay, they became friends. The pug is so much bigger than the raccoon. Whatever. I did have, you know, like that in the Lion King video I made, there was like the open and close Pride Rock. I did have an open and close collectible figure set that was, it was like a dwelling, you know, a Native American hut. And that came with, you know, Pocahontas, Powhatan, and probably John Smith. All that's left of it is Powhatan. And I don't know what happened to the rest of the stuff. Again, I must not have taken very good care of this stuff. Didn't mean as much to me as the Lion King did. Here's some, here's a John Smith figure puppet. Found this at the Kane County Flea Market. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. The little Pocahontas Polly Pocket. This one, so despite being made of such tiny, tiny creatures, I actually have everything. Well, no, I don't have Miko. Miko's missing. There was, down here is, you turn this tree and it's like, oh, there's Grandmother Willow. Behind the waterfall is this canoe. So you can put the canoe in the little water down there. And then in this little doorway, I used to be like, oh, Pocahontas and John Smith are making out in there. But yeah, there they are. I have another one that's, this one actually came with, Nakoma. Oh yeah, here she is. Here is little tiny Nakoma. And, this thing opens up like a, darn it. Why is it jammed? There we go. Okay, so there's this whole thing, and then there was a little tree house up here for Miko, but I don't have Miko anymore. And I think you were supposed to put Miko in this pot and then flip the lever, and then he just pops out. Or it's not a pot, it's a wicker basket. Anyway, those were fun and very cute. What else we got around here? Oh, the sticker albums. Just like I have the Lion King, I had this, actually my sister and I each had our own. And I remember being able to tell them apart in that hers was in a lot better condition than mine was. Mine probably had a little more frayed edges. This was probably hers because it's in better condition, but it's the same, you know, you buy the stickers and you match them up to their numbered slots. Good times. Good times. This is one thing, this thing, Dress Up Pocahontas. This was my sister's. Inside are just pages of characters, kind of like paper dolls. They're in their underwear, and you have these stick-on clothes that peel off and peel on. And it's supposed to be like, you know, here are the settlers. Here's Wiggins. My sister and I were, like, big fans of Wiggins because he was so goofy. One time, my sister said, like, oh my gosh, Julia, wait, I'm gonna do something, don't look. And she was like, wait, just watch. And then she called me over and was like, okay, are you ready? And she put this on. She had put all of the clothes on Wiggins and put this furry shawl on his head so it looked like his head exploded. And just was like, ready? Here he is! And it made me crack up. Because we love to goof around with Wiggins. Pocahontas Barbie dolls, I had two. I had regular Pocahontas in her one-piece dress. They were the dresses, like if you lay them in the sun, butterflies and leaves and stuff would appear on the clothing. And I also had river rowing Pocahontas, which was a Barbie doll that came with her own big motorized canoe, and you could set her in the bathtub and she'd do that. My dog ate them both. He also ate Jasmine and Esmeralda, so I don't have them anymore. But all I have left from that Pocahontas doll, the original, is this blanket she came with. It's kind of pretty. And like, yeah, these are the designs that would appear on her dress if you left it in the sun. I have Kocoum too, but he's not here. Here's this dwelling that my sister got. It's not really, like, it was made for the Barbie dolls, but since it could only fit, you know, one doll in it, I think we probably use this for the action figures more than the dolls. It also came with this, this was supposed to be a bed. It's only long enough for one doll, so whatever. And it came with this, you know, this thing for drying out fish. It came with this fire, and this cooking pot and spoon. And these little baskets full of, this is corn, and these are apples, and it came with some other stuff too. This is empty, but it had stuff, you know, like berries in it. So all that was fun. Here is a Band-Aid tin, and just like the Lion King Band-Aid tin, this is where we keep our trading cards. We always loved this image of Thomas. John, get down here, the cannons are breaking loose. John Smith looks kind of grossly tan in this picture. Oh yeah, all the character profile cards. Nakoma, Flit, Grandmother Willow. Oh, I was, one time my best friend came over, and we were just goofing around. We were playing, like, pretend casting the news. We were, like, reading headlines and stuff, and she was going through these cards, just whatever they happened to look like, she claimed she was announcing the news. Where's one? It was one of Pocahontas and John Smith almost kissing, and she held it up and said, damn it, where is it? Oh, here it is. She held this up and said, like, in the news today, Pocahontas is arrested for killing her love. And she just kept going through the cards and saying, this guy is arrested for this guy's doing this. Then she came to this Radcliffe card and went, for who the heck is he for smiling too big? And I just cracked up. Those are good times. Let's see. Oh, yeah. This is in probably the best condition of all my Pocahontas toys. This bag, I got this for Hanukkah back in 1995, so I was 6. I use this bag all the time whenever I have to go visit my relatives, and, you know, I got little cousins to entertain, and I'm like, okay, I gotta bring, like, a sketchbook, some paper, and some markers, and I put it in here. And, like, if I'm traveling, you know, I'll have a suitcase and a carry-on bag, and this is my carry-on bag. I use this all the time, and it has never let me down, and I love this bag. Is that... Oh, yeah, my sister and I did have the stuffed animal, Giggling Miko, which was a stuffed Miko, and you squeeze his stomach, and he goes like, ah! And, I, recently gave it to my nephew, so I'm glad I could, like, pass it on to the next generation. Okay, that's all my Pocahontas stuff, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out my children's book on Amazon, The Last of the Pitbulls. Thank you.